Okay, so rumor mill. I'm gonna address something real quick about the meta of the show. I'm going to try and make the second episode of the week rumor heavy and less news, whereas the first episode of the week is going to be more news and less rumors. So I do have some rumors to address. There is a confirmation, or technically a refutation, in here as well. So it still exists. It's just going to be the next episode this week, assuming I get to it, because again, day job schedules and such. But yeah, there's going to be more rumors later this week or in the next episode, whichever happens first. So, confirmations, refutations. We do have two in this section. They both have to do with Spider-Man No Way Home. And the first of those is apparently it hasn't been officially confirmed, though now it has been officially confirmed that this movie is going to be a multiverse movie. It's going to deal with the multiverse somehow. I feel like that was kind of announced, maybe not in so many words, but they've already said, because it's the third movie, or it's the third part of the story that started in WandaVision, is going to go to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and into Spider-Man 3. That already implies that it's a multiverse movie, so why did we need this official announcement / confirmation? I don't know, but there it is. And the other one that has to do with Spider-Man No Way Home comes from Emma Stone, who recently, in an interview, I believe with Variety, I didn't write it down, has refuted her existence in the movie. She is not coming back as Gwen Stacy. We're not going to see her as Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider or whichever iteration of that character people were speculating was going to be in this movie. She's not going to be in this movie. It is what it is. We're moving on. So in the actual rumors section, we have two Star Wars rumors, and the first one is persistent and will not go away, so we're going to get to it. So the first Star Wars movie has to do with George Lucas. George Lucas is rumored to be coming back into the fold once again. We did see George Lucas on the set of the last, 5 Star Wars projects, so I can understand where this rumor is coming from. I don't think that the big wigs over at Lucasfilm are really aching for him to come back yet, as much as I feel like they maybe kind of should. Although I do still stand by my stance of he did do those prequel movies and they were pretty mediocre to begin with. So it's kind of a mixed bag. The prequel series was definitely better than the sequel series, and it's kind of 6 one way, half a dozen the other. See which one fills up first. The validity of this, I'm going to put right at 50%, because it could honestly swing either way. The rumor does go on to say that he is going to come in for the next trilogy of movies as a producer, not an executive producer. So he's going to be theoretically a little bit more hands-on than an executive producer would be. He's not going to be a writer. He's not going to be a director. He's going to be a producer, again, according to the rumors. So that kind of lends itself to a little bit more validity, but not enough for me to bump it up over 50%. Our other rumor for Star Wars is that Daisy Ridley is going to be returning as Rey for a future Star Wars project. The fact that it does not specify movie or series kind of lends to its favor, because I don't know that there is a movie direction that they're planning on going that could include Rey, but in the series that they have going right now, that's very feasible. So I'm putting this one, again, because of the weirdness that is Lucasfilm these days. I can't really put any of these Star Wars rumors above 50%. So we're looking at about a 50-50 chance that we're going to see the character of Rey in a future Star Wars project. So now we're talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the bit that I was teasing before. Spider-Man No Way Home, the rumor is that this movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, is going to be the thing that connects the Spider-less Sony universe with the Spider-full MCU over at Disney. This is going to set up the Sinister Six, which is getting its series or movie. They're kind of being a little vague. It sounds like maybe more likely to be a movie than a series, but I feel like I want the series more, so we're going to leave that door open. Anyway, so this is going to be the connective tissue that's going to connect Sony to Disney, and that's going to bridge that gap. We have heard a variation of this rumor multiple times with every Spider-Man movie that's come out since the MCU formed. No, I cannot give this too much credence. There is a little bit of weight behind it because the studio executives are not entirely stupid, but they are kind of stupid. So the likelihood that this movie will acknowledge the Sony universe beyond anything as more than like a line of dialogue is pretty slim. So I do think there is a possibility that we will get that line of dialogue, but that doesn't really mean that there's connective tissue there. So we're going to put this right about 30% validity to this rumor. Next, we are talking about rumors for the Joker 2. Again, talked about these in a previous section, so watch the rest of the movie or the video. So Joker 2. There have been rumors about this freaking movie ever since it crossed that billion, ever since they were done with production, let alone released and made more than $1 billion. Rumors bound with the movie. Two biggest rumors, though, are Joaquin Phoenix is being offered $50 million to return as the titular character. Now, if you recall, the original movie was made for $55 million. So they're offering him almost the entirety of the first budget to come back and play this character. Not saying money talks, but it kind of does. The other rumor here is that there's going to be not one sequel, but two sequels. They're going to turn this into a trilogy. This is not the first time we have heard such a rumor, but this is the first time we have heard such a rumor since the announcement that Todd Phillips is returning to the project. So we do know that at the very least a second movie is happening, and with the state of Hollywood that we know now, it kind of lends to the credence of this that they very well could be working on 3 of these movies, and if that's the case, then that $55 million is going to be paid out to Joaquin theoretically twice. So $110 million to do 2 movies? I mean, yeah, it's not a bad payday. The validity here is gone significantly up since we heard rumors about this because of the Todd Phillips announcement. So Joaquin Phoenix returning as the Joker, is not the rumor necessarily. Them offering him the money to return as the Joker is the rumor, and I really think there's a lot here to definitely. We're putting this at about 80% validity. There is very little doubt in my mind that they are actively trying to get Joaquin to come back. If he doesn't, I think the project could theoretically still move forward. It will just change into maybe each movie will be a different possible backstory for the Joker. It will be a different decade and a different version of the Joker because, to keep the unreliable narrator kind of thing with the Joker's backstory going. I think that's honestly a better way to go. So a large part of me hopes that Joaquin doesn't take the money, but that is for a completely different video sometime later. That's what we have on Joker 2. Next, we're moving over to He-Man, not the Kevin Smith animated series, but the live action movie that has kind of been announced, unofficially announced, I think is the proper phrase for that. But Henry Cavill and Chris Hemsworth both appear to be in the running to play He-Man. Henry Cavill is having his freaking moment in the sun. Chris Hemsworth has been in the sun for a while, so both of these are very likely candidates should this movie actually move forward. We're going to actually put this a little bit above halfway because both of those guys make perfect freaking sense. Hemsworth a little bit more than Cavill because Hemsworth blonde, He-Man blonde, that kind of stuff. But still, 60% validity because the rumor just says those two guys are in the running together. It doesn't say one is more likely than the other. And it's reasonable. So 60% validity to this rumor. Our final piece of rumor is gaming related, and it is the Nintendo Switch. Again, the rumor that just won't leave us. Nintendo Switch is reportedly getting a Pro version for like the 10th time. We've been talking about this, I think, for like a year and to almost 2 years at this point. Basically, since about 6 months after the Nintendo Switch launched, they've been saying that, they're working on a Pro version of the console. At first it was they're working on a Pro and a lesser version of the console. We got that lesser version. We got the Nintendo Switch Lite. So it I do think that it is still coming down the road. Last time we addressed rumors along this line, I said the same thing. I do think that we will get a Pro version of the Switch in order to compete a little bit more with the competition and in order to bridge the gap between its next big hardware update, which will be a brand new console, probably still a few years away from that. So because of all that information, I think we're sitting at about a 70% chance that we will be seeing a new Nintendo Switch Pro edition of some sort in the very near future. It would help if they announced it, sometime around June 12th, E3 happening in the near future. Yeah.